the word to get out that it's just a big old softy.
We are live now.
Oh, okay. Hopefully, you didn't catch
No,
my
you don't
admission
have
to being a
nothing to
big old
worry
softy.
about.
Okay, good. Wouldn't want that on the air. um. All right, so we will begin session 43 with a recap of session 42, a la Brother Nick, or at least a la Ethan.
Get back to it. I was opening up the stream. Okay, so recap from Brother Nick. It says, our part of the plan seems to be going well. While Cade works his computer wizardry to regain full control of the Prudence, I decided to have a chat with our new friend in power armor. I hope things are going as well for the rest of our crew on the other ship. Upon hearing my sound reasoning and the threat of additional attempts to vent him, the power armored Tabukan saw the sense in surrendering. He doffed his armor and allowed himself to be escorted to crew quarters, which are serving again as makeshift cells. I can only imagine what Saoirse, Nero, and Java are doing. If I had to guess, Nero has stabbed her way through the ship, clearing the path of any resistance. Java can certainly hold his own in a fight as well. The two of them have probably made a competition out of clearing the ship. Thankfully, both of them have Saoirse to keep their heads on straight and keep them safe. We've prepared the Prudence to engage the last ship and finally reestablish contact with our crew on the second ship. Saoirse mentioned some of the crew mutinied and helped them take the ship. It appears now we're ready for a joint attack, though maybe this last ship, like their power-armored compatriot, will be willing to hear reason. Or have mutinous crew who could be persuaded to strike.
All right. And on that note, we pick up where we left off. And I submit it to the crew for any questions or action items.
Real quick, temperature check from the other players. Those extra steps that I mentioned there, any of those look objectionable?
I don't think any objection to them, but I'm not good at these kinds of plans, so I was trying to leave it open to y'all to discuss and decide.
Hmm.
So really Ethan and Robert are
No
gonna have to give you
objections.
feedback on that.
I was just reading through it, just making sure again. No objections from me.
Okay. It sounds like our basic plan is trying to arrange a parlay with the other captain um, in a controlled environment where we can physically show him and the captain of this ship the evidence that we have without transmitting it to anybody. Um, and at that same time, arrange for oh no, we're not doing a prisoner transport. At that same time, negotiate that he will not attack us as we leave in the Prudence, or chase us. Otherwise, we will be forced to destroy his ship and the crew aboard it. Before we get to that, we want to make sure that there's a couple of things that did or didn't happen. And I don't know, can you roll through that list there real quick, Ben? Or do you want to take those in roleplay and scene?
So some of I'm definitely happy going point by point. So um let's see, you didn't read these off, did you?
I didn't. Would you like me to?
Sure, yeah, just read off each one and I'll answer each one in turn.
Okay. So first off, confirm that the captain of ship one, the one that we're on, did not send video of the carnage over to ship 2.
Okay, that is easy enough. You can get that confirmation both from the captain's mouth and from the ship's logs.
Okay, good. Um, are there any incidents where the escaped power armor guy could have seen Farouk cooperating with us?
That's a good question. It might take some time uh, looking through what video footage there is and trying to piece it together. He was always out in the hall,
Mm-hmm.
so he didn't, at least for the most part, that he didn't have a direct line of sight on Farouk the whole time. Um, but to be more sure, it would take at least a bit of time, somebody sitting down and reviewing that footage.
Okay. And it should be easy enough for us to wipe all data and communications on the ship? Or is that protected on the
Yeah.
ship? Okay.
Uh, that I think the captain's compliance was sufficient to allow you that sort of access. He's at that point trying to preserve the lives of the crew more than the ship. So yeah.
Okay. And last thing is just do the same for every vac suit or body camera that was um, worn by anyone we're leaving on the ship, which at this point is just the 2 people that we've confirmed are sympathetic to our cause.
Anyone you're leaving on the ship. So the rest of the people you're going to be offloading onto the Prudence?
Ooh, yes. Eventually, once we've confirmed that this will all work, the idea being that so many of them saw Farouk cooperating with us that we would either need to kill them or we need to ensure in some way that they will not tell other members of the Tubucan military that, hey, these 2 people are moles. We want Farouk and the unnamed simp to, be acting uh, in our interests. And they can't do that if somebody saw them working with us and reveals that. So we'll have to imprison these guys until the war is over.
Okay.
I'm hoping that somebody on planet can help us with that.
Mm-hmm.
We
I
don't
was
want
going
to
to say,
feed that many people.
do you have any idea where or how you're planning to do that, or is this a problem for future crew?
Probably for Nafia.
Yeah,
You'll love that.
either directly through her or at least getting some idea from her. What?
Or the tunnel snakes.
There's always the tunnel snakes. Yeah, as long as they can guarantee their safety.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a very important question.
And I guess if they can't, we can do the renovate a cargo crate into a makeshift cell. Flying back to the CIS.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I guess you guys will be pitching this plan to the defectors sometime soonish, I presume.
Yeah,
To
we should
remain, yeah.
we should probably get them their buy-in. Yeah.
I think we need to withhold that information that the only people who would get left in the ship are those who are agreeing to defect until after people have made their decision one way or the other.
So you want to try and do the you guys are working for a terrible regime reveal, and then see who volunteers to defect at that point?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
see who we convince, because I think if we tell them, hey, unless you agree to work for us, kidnapping you.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely.
I think, yeah, it gets a 100% show of hands until we fly off.
There's still a risk that there will be some false defections because they may still not trust that we'll let them live. But
Mhm.
I do like that idea. It's putting our faith out there, um, and taking a little bit of a risk, but it should pay off. So, who is
All right.
making that
So,
speech? Is it Brother Nick or Saoirse? I didn't hear any
I
actual
have my
noddings.
finger on my nose.
Got it.
No, I'm just kidding. Um, I think Brother Nick has way more raw charisma than Saoirse does. Um, my my bonuses come to like I have +1 to lead,
Mhm.
but that's pretty much it. I think I have the authority foci, but that's for people who already follow me. It's not for
Okay. There is something you can do with the authority
yeah.
focus.
It's,
But
yeah, the level 1 thing is not limited to NPCs that are following you. The level 2 one is for NPCs directly led by you.
yeah,
The
oh yeah,
level 1
gain
thing is
bonus skill once per day. You can make a request from an NPC who's not openly hostile to you. Don't know if that applies to this lot. Um,
yeah, and it's individual, so I would not let you use this, like, to sway a whole group of NPCs, but you could, like, for
which is what
example,
I would
use it
want
on
to
the
do with it.
you could use it on the captain, or you could try to
yeah,
identify a particular crewman who seems most,
hmm
uh, swayed by what Brother Nick reveals or something like that.
yeah. I think Bro Nick supported by Saoirse is a fantastic speech. Uncomfortable silence follows.
Brother Nick. Brother Nick.
I wrote Brother Nick.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I like how Ben kind of framed that as Saoirse kind of cherry picking a good candidate or the captain after Brother Nick has delivered the goods. So we're doing this. Are we? Are we now doing this one ship at a time? Talking to this ship first, filtering out who's there, and then meeting with the other ship, or trying to meet with the other ship.
I'm thinking it might be grab them and talk to all of them at once.
Okay.
Okay, so deal with ship number 2 first, hopefully bringing them under your control, so then you can just do the speech once.
Or I guess seeing if they'll be willing to come over and listen. Like we were talking about
Okay.
parlaying, hook up ships, talking through the airlock, and we can also have the rest of Nero's gathered prisoners, and I guess ours from the Prudence, come over and
Okay.
be listening from our side of the ship.
Okay.
All right.
And
So when we left, you had all the captured crew on the first frigate, locked away in various troop or crew quarters, and you had your 2 defecting Tabukans join you on the bridge, or whatever, in taking command of the ship. Um, and just in the interest of the flow of time here, it's been just a handful of minutes since the I guess since you guys started taking over the ship, we'll say somewhere between 5 and 10. And let me see here. You've reestablished contact with the Prudence. You've hailed them, or they hailed you. I don't remember how that went. Um, yeah. So was there anything in particular you guys wanted to say to each other across the void, um, before you answer an incoming hail?
I think just communicate the plan for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The
Let
cliff
Brother
notes.
Nick know that there are probably 3 powered armor folks over on that ship. But they have at least one because we saw one go over.
Hmm.
Can't think of anything else
Alright.
off the top of my head.
Okay then. So you guys can have a quick conference over comms, communicating between the two ships. And then Tabukan Frigate 1 is being hailed by Tabukan Frigate 2.
Come on, brother Nick.
I think Brother Nick is still on the Prudence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we just
Yeah,
kind
Brother
of
Nick. Yeah, no, Brother Nick is on the Prudence.
Darn
okay.
it. Wait, so who's hailing the other ship? Wait, are we being hailed by the other
You
ship?
are being hailed by the other ship, is what I
Dadgummit.
want to communicate.
We should be able to set up a two-way communication. They hail us and we patch in the Prudence. That's something that we can do.
Yeah, you could do that if that's the angle you want to go for.
Okay. Yeah. For now, Saoirse has to answer that, I think.
As Susie.
Do you want Pinky to answer it?
No, she does not want Pinky to answer it. I was just reminding myself that I'm answering as Susie and not my space leprechaun. All right. Okay, so she'll answer it.
Okay. Let's see then. Oh no, where did my notes go?
No.
Where did my notes go? Oh yeah, I
What a
was
great question.
in the process of pulling them up.
Uh-oh.
My my Google Drive has gotten inundated with other things recently, and so my
Mm.
notes are not right on the little recent bar like I'm used to them being.
Mm.
Sounds like a personal problem to me.
Okay. So the incoming message is as I guess you answer the hail, voice comes over the comms. Captain Webb, are you there? Why have you not been responding?
Oh, Saoirse's really bad at this kind of thing, and by that I mean I'm really bad at this kind of thing. Susie will say, "So sorry, but the captain is currently busy."
Who are you?
I'm the stand-in captain. That's all
Did
she's
you?
gonna say.
Okay. What have you done with Captain Webb?
Oh, he's right here. He's just busy right now.
Busy with what exactly?
What is he doing right now, by the way, out of character?
He is pacing in his captain quarters, locked in there.
Hmm. He looked like he needed some time to think, so he's pacing in the captain's quarters right now.
The Prudence is currently getting a hail as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess we'll pick up.
And you hear a voice saying, "Commander, what's your status? Is the ship is the ship ready to engage?"
Engage as in like they would engage their walkway onto it.
No, probably not. He's probably talking about like fight.
Gotcha. Sorry. Continue.
Huh.
Uh, Nick will answer. Let's see. The ship is fully prepared to engage, though perhaps not in the way you think.
You again?
Is this the same guy that was just talking to me?
No. The other guy is still talking to you. Apparently, no. There's no notable interruption. We're just doing these simultaneously here. Um,
They got everybody manning the phones over on the third ship.
yeah. Uh, so, Commander Dabir is. What have you done with him? This is to Brother Nick.
He'll say, I suppose that depends on which one of these men were Captain De Beer, but suffice it to say that all of them are otherwise occupied.
All right. Brother Nick hears silence on the other side of the comm link. And Saoirse hears the captain of the other ship say, "Well, whoever you are, you need to stand down and prepare to be boarded."
She's
This will
gonna
not
laugh out
stand.
loud when she's gonna laugh out loud before she can stop herself when he says that. Um, and she'll say, "Forgive me, sir, but I don't think you're exactly in a position to demand that right now." And then she'll say, "If you'd like any further details, I suggest that you contact our friends aboard the Prudence."
Who's monitoring scanners and such on the Tabukan frigate there?
Um, Farouk or the other guy?
Okay, you can have the other guy doing it.
Farouk was a soldier, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
And the other guy was basically ship crew.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, then he would. Let's put him there. He would turn to Saoirse, and at the same time, over on the Prudence, Kadir would be noticing that the ship's begun moving and it's moving away towards the center of the system.
Well, Kay's gonna call the other ship and say they're running.
So you get another calm message in at the same time. The your I guess your unnamed simp here is turning around, about to tell you the same thing.
Well, I guess okay, so Kate will also like follow it up with Captain, should we pursue and put a shot across their bow? They're running.
Is he referring to Saoirse right now?
Yeah. He's definitely referring to Saoirse.
Yeah, she thinks give him a good shot.
And we can say that for the remainder, you guys can just keep an open comm link between the two ships, so you can communicate with each other without having to say it explicitly.
Yeah.
All right.
And then she'll interject and say, "Now, Captain, I thought we were being civil here."
This is after you've ordered a shot fired across the bow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she'll let him know it's not polite to leave mid conversation.
He'll say, I was being perfectly civil until you fired a shot at me.
Ah, yes, because dashing mid conversation is always so civil.
I don't know who you think you are to say such nonsense, but I have no reason to continue conversing with you.
But I think you do, since you're currently outnumbered 2-1. Hopefully, that basic math doesn't also constitute as nonsense to you.
He doesn't respond.
He
Okay.
could take out his
and-
engines pretty easily.
yeah, I mean, I kind of vote for that, but
Maybe before we actually take a shot on the ship, tell him that we want to have that parlay, that we want to.
yeah, that's fine. Saoirse would put that into words, into fancy captain speak. So
So what
Brother
is
Nick
she
can do
wanting
that
him to
if you
do?
want. Oh,
hello?
hello.
Hello.
Danielle.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh,
I
were you
can hear all of
asking me a
you.
question?
Okay, I was gonna say Brother Nick can do that if you're wanting someone else
Yeah,
to
go
do
for
the
it.
talking.
Oh no, am I muted again?
No,
No,
we
you're
can hear
not.
you.
No, we
I'll
hear ya.
you. I think you got to
Was I
ask two
cutting
questions.
out?
No, you got to ask two questions at once, and I think they
Yeah.
interfered, so nobody knew who was supposed to talk next.
Canceled each other out. Sorry, guys.
Okay. And I was just going to clarify what you wanted him to do, if in terms of let's parlay, like, because you guys are already talking. You could just talk
Mhm.
there, but
I
if
want
you-
Brother Nick to talk. I don't want to talk.
done.
Get to that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I want Brother Nick to work his people magic because Saoirse doesn't do that. He's tried with varying levels of success.
Yeah, so he'll well, he said it's still an open line, so he'll just say to the captain, you could try to run, but don't think you'll be able to run very far. At this point, I think your best bet is to have a conversation with us. We did accept the surrender of everyone on both of our ships who gave it, and we're willing to offer you similar terms.
I appreciate your generosity, but you're not on my ship. I have no interest in firing upon you. I am merely interested in leaving with my crew. And what you do with the crew you have captured is between you and upper command. I hope for your sakes you treat them well, but I and my crew need have no part in it.
I wish there was a way Cade could wipe his logs and sensor readings for a while. Like, just make this a big blank so that it's only their word.
Hmm.
They,
Um,
I'm afraid you made it your issue when your men set foot on my ship. Do you think we're going to let you walk away after attacking us? This is
We didn't.
war, and we will treat it like war.
He scoffs. Boarding is not constitute an act of war unless it is done under duress, which it was not. We harmed no one on your ship. We have not even harmed your ship itself. Um, the only one attacking has been you.
Yes, because boarding our ship with how many men and power armor showed no intent to harm us if we didn't go along with everything you wanted us to do.
I don't suppose you're familiar with the concept of policing, are you?
All too familiar, unfortunately.
Brother
Well,
Nick,
then I won't bother to
yeah,
explain it to you. He
he'll
continues.
It
scoff and say, I have no interest in bandying words until you've agreed to a parley. Until then, you can keep your forked tongue between your teeth.
Oh. Oh, snap.
Mm.
We can play, or I'm not interested in trifling with the double speak of imperialists. You want to have it both ways. But if you do not surrender now, I will show you what it's like to be on the side of the subjugated. And woe to those who we vanquish.
Brother Nick's been preparing this speech for a week. No,
Let's see. He says, fair enough. What are these parlay terms you wish me to agree to?
Up your engines first?
Yeah, let's say you will start by idling those engines.
Hmm.
Then you will return your course and dock with your dock with the other Tabukan ship. Which point we will parley in the airlock. You may keep your doors open or closed as you wish. Fire upon us or attempt to run, and we will consider that the end of a parley. As will we consider the end of a parley any act of treachery on your part. We will not use any weapons on you or any treachery on our part. That you have our word, and that you may feel free to strike back should we back out on our word.
Well, I should hope so. So you're telling me that if we play nice, dock with your commandeered ship, and listen to what you have to say, then you'll let us go afterward?
Perhaps our parley has not yet begun. We've yet to bandy words. But this is your only way out, Captain. Be sure of that.
Go ahead and give me a talk check.
Nice. Oh,
All right.
just enough.
Ooh, I was worried an 11's low for me now.
Yeah, it is.
That's about average, I think. But yeah, I think so. There, I'll consider in silence for just a few moments, and then he'll say, "Very well. We'll dock and hear what you have to say. But be warned, uh, I will not hesitate to fight back." And the ship changes directions.
Uh, yes, he'll say, you've made a wise choice, Captain. As long as you keep your word, there will be no need for fighting.
Okay, so they come and sidle up next to the other frigate and connect their airlock to the other, but the doors remain closed.
Did we need Brother Nick on our frigate first? Or was he gonna do this from the Prudence, or...
Yeah, I was gonna say, I guess, is there a separate airlock? Is there two, like on port and starboard
Oh,
Mhm.
right.
for their
Ships
ship
have...
like ours,
Yeah.
where we could dock up the Prudence?
Yeah, and there's there's one in the rear that you could use.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so if there's a second airlock we can connect to, and then I guess we probably should have called or would plan to call ahead to ask for help bringing our two prisoners over onto our captured Tabukan ship. Does it have a name? That might help us.
It does, yeah, if you guys want to be using the the given names of the ships.
Yes, it is apparently Tabuk Dwarf Fortress.
I thought it was
No.
Tabuk Red Dwarf.
I'm just going off the
No.
Tabuk DF that he has in there.
DRG.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
You guys could
something.
expend some.
This ship is rock and the second one is stone.
Oh my. Um,
Oh my. Ben, did you just hear that?
I heard something. I didn't quite catch what it was. Was it like a yell?
Yeah, I think Hannah and Adam are up and playing. I can deal with that if you want to just.
Yeah, thanks. That'd be
Yeah.
helpful.
Okay.
What I was about to say to the rest of you is, if somebody would like to, you could submit an alternate name for this ship.
Oh, don't worry. We're working on it. I just
Murder
also
Flipzilla.
hear my children turning into little savages up in their room. So, I'm a little distracted at the moment, but we'll get back to you on that. Be right back, y'all. And by be right back, I mean probably another 10 or 15. So,
Mhm. Yeah,
do me
Hope-
proud, boys. Do me proud.
I think I'm fine with the name as it is.
Wait, what is the ship's name? I don't think I've seen it.
Istiklal.
You guys think I'm gone for 2 seconds and a bird murder joke is cracked at my expense.
Of course it is.
I will not forget this.
Oh my.
Istaklal?
I want to hear how that's pronounced, Ben.
Oh, you do, huh? It would be it's Istiklal, basically.
Okay.
So yeah, I think Dex, you said it right the first time.
Cool.
Had a little fun trying to come up with culturally themed names.
Yeah, it is fun sometimes. And to Ethan's concern, yeah, Nera will help with the prisoner transport.
All right.
I really don't see her facing any risky opposition by escorting one person into another person's room.
Yeah, I'm thinking with 2 or 3 of us. That's and then, well, I guess that other dude, we didn't disarm him per se, but he gave up without much of a fight. So hopefully, no struggle.
Yeah, the crewman who gave up in the cockpit. Yeah, he had a. Actually, I don't remember. He wasn't even holding a carbine. There was one in the cabin with him, but yeah, you're between the 2 or 3 of you, you can easily enough transport a few more prisoners with no trouble. And
In fact, I would say that when Brother Nick mentions it, Nera was immediately right there, eager to do something.
all right. So got let's see which. Oh, I don't know that it super matters which ship you guys are looking at the moment. You guys want to look at the landing page or the Tabukan frigate page?
Do you have a power armor page?
All right, this way, sir. Let's see. And you guys can also bring over the dead bodies. Well, just singular dead body as well.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is floating out somewhere in general direction of the sun. Where did you guys want to pile those, by the way?
The bodies.
Yes.
Have we done anything with them yet? I think
Somebody
we
had
had,
mentioned.
talked about having the prisoners maybe clean up, but that might be a future problem.
Okay. We'll not worry about where the bodies are at the moment.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I had suggested we use a video of them cleaning that up as leverage, but we didn't need to. So it's
okay.
likely that we're going to, I think, in the end, give the bodies or leave the bodies on the ship since we're not keeping it, and that way they can go home and get buried.
Okay.
Yeah, that should be easy enough.
All right. So, you're currently all airlocked to each other. And you've transferred prisoners and a dead body. Um, did you want to carry back the power armor off the one that you guys killed on this ship?
Oh, we can leave that on the Prudence, I think. Oh, on Istklau.
Oh, the
yeah.
stabbed up
Istiklal,
shoot of
yeah.
power, or
Yeah.
suit of power armor on this wall.
Well,
Oh, definitely. And
Alright,
Nero will
yeah.
ask Brother Nick if he wants the captain's thermal pistol.
Yeah, I guess you might as well take that.
Does it look like it's personalized in any way, Ben, or is it just kind of standard issue?
it does look like it's been personalized a bit.
Hmm.
Got a nice little monogram message. Go shoot some Uralans. Love, Grandma.
You know, I take it back. I don't think she would have offered that.
He says, I'm keeping the Grandma thermal pistol.
No, she's more inclined to let him. We're keeping them prisoner for. Well, she's more inclined, I think, to let him have it back
Oh,
when he's
let
no
him
longer
keep
a
it.
prisoner.
When he's no longer prisoner. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Alrighty then. Then I believe we're ready now. Before you guys start this parlay situation, presumably you're remaining in some state of readiness to leap into action at a moment's notice. So, gonna need to know who you're having crew each ship,
Mm-hmm.
since they're gonna need to be on said ship.
Nero is going to get into her vac suit, her armored vac suit, since we have a little
Mhm.
bit of time to change, right?
Yeah, gotta
Okay.
keep a couple minutes.
And that way she can deploy weapons as needed. And then she will be on the Tabukan ship where the most people are. Istiklal.
Okay.
Would it be possible to run back between the ships? I liked our three-man plan. We were thinking we were going to have to attack. So maybe try to keep it crude like that, but with
It just
Brother
depends
Nick
on
legging it back to the Prudence.
how quickly things go down, and or how quickly you want to be able to act. 'Cause, you know, if things got violent from, we're all airlocked together, that's gonna already introduce some complications to the typical dodging and weaving.
Oh yeah. Oh, I guess Saoirse and I could just swap. And I think that leaves us in the same kind of situation.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It leaves two competent gunners, or a competent gunner on each ship.
Yeah, so a good pilot on each ship, and yeah, someone who should be able to man the guns on each ship.
Who's manning the guns on the Prudence?
If it
I
comes
guess that'd
to
have to be Cade, yeah. If
no, if it comes to ship combat, it would be Nero.
Was Nero going back over to the Prudence? I'm
No,
asking about the Prudence.
I thought Java was on the Prudence. Java's over here, right?
Java's over there with
yeah,
you guys.
Java's on the Istakal.
Is Brother Nick gonna stay on the Prudence? Because he can man the guns. Ahmed, I assume, is still piloting.
Yeah, so I guess it does take away the Prudence's shooting ability maybe a little, because I don't think you or Saoirse have high shooting, do you?
No,
I
I
think.
have
But that would
zero.
leave it to where
Less
we
than
could
zero.
immediate. Yeah.
No,
So I guess she's there if we gotta act really quick, but otherwise, I guess we could both leg it and swap ships for our original plan.
I think if we put Java over there, put Nero and Brother Nick on the Istiklal. We can bring Cade over here because we're going to need he's gonna need to do stuff with the comms and the computers anyways eventually. Um, so that would leave Kareem, not Kareem, our pilot. I'm losing all the names.
Ahmed.
Ahmed, thank you. That would leave Ahmed, Saoirse, and Java on the Prudence, with Java being the competent gunner on the Prudence.
I think my only concern with that is that there is a risk because he's not currently shifted. So it's his real face, and he's definitely gonna want to keep that hidden.
Okay. I don't see a whole lot of harm in it being just Nero and Brother Nick on the Istiklal. We do have two simp crewmen, one of them security, and one of them crewman.
Okay.
Any problems
so-
anyone sees with that?
I don't really see a problem with that. But you're right, Cade probably is gonna need to hack.
Yeah, we can. I mean, we can do that after we've had this exchange. It's not like we're not going to have time. I think. If turns into a situation where we lose time, then we're already in ship combat, probably. And having Cade on the Prudence for the Prudence's better, computers and all that, it's probably better anyways.
Okay. So we put Nero and Brother Nick on Istiklal with the Tabukan defectors. And then we put everyone else.
Are you doing this on a mapper somewhere?
I
see it over on the left there.
All right, so Java will be competent gunner. We cleared that guy out. Boop. And boop. Okay. Very nice. Alrighty. I think then that settles the arrangement. Anything else you want to do before Brother Nick starts his parlaying speech?
Check all of the. Oh, go ahead, Robert.
I just wanted to bring it to mind again, but I mentioned that in his spare time, Cade would have been figuring out how they locked down the systems and seeing if there's a way that he could turn that into a script in case they needed to play it on the other ship.
Mm. Okay, got you. Yeah, I think I seem to remember answering that something along the lines of um it's something he would already know how to do. It's just something that requires um
Yeah, like the preparation.
yeah, he was preparing to do it to one of the Tabukan ships in case he got the opportunity. Yeah, so he will have had time by now to prepare for that.
Cool.
Um, real quick.
Mhm.
Part of our plan, Ethan, was to actually bring the prisoners out of their cells so that they can hear Brother Nick's spiel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we bring the heavy machine gun over from the Prudence? and set
Just
that up aiming at them just to make sure that they don't get any ideas.
okay. I guess that should keep everybody nice and attentive.
Does that feel like too threatening?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking Ethan.
Not the Tabukans, that's for sure.
Ethan, what say you?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay.
That should
I
keep any
want-
funny business from happening.
The answer to that was great. You think it's too threatening? Yeah, I think that sounds great.
I want to, I'd rather do it without that, but I don't feel entirely confident. I actually think it would be a much bigger impact if the other captain saw these men loitering around, not all of them handcuffed because we didn't have handcuffs for them all, and ordered them to overwhelm an attack, and they all just looked at Nero and Java wouldn't be here. But they looked at Nero and Brother Nick and said, "Nope," without the machine gun threat.
Mhm.
Oh, another thought. Sorry, before stuff happens. Would a healing be possible?
Ooh.
It would be.
Okay.
Okay, because I could probably use a HP top off.
Yeah, let's get one for Nero also. She'll take the one more system strain.
All right. Okay. I'll just roll that for Danielle off of Saoirse's character sheet here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Let's see. First, we'll do Brother Nick.
There is
Mhm.
an alternative, Ethan. We could just broadcast Brother Nick through the ship.
Yeah.
The disadvantage of that is that we can't see them reacting in real time. But obviously, the advantage of that is we don't have to bring out a machine gun and make it look like we are more, like we're threatening them if they don't comply. Because remember, we didn't want to.
Mhm.
We don't want them turning
Yeah.
just because they feel threatened.
Guess we do want to try to be more chill about it. I do think, like you're saying, with just having Nero there, if they do, think of doing any sneaky business, another stab with charisma check would probably break any of that morale.
Okay. Okay. We're taking the risky approach. It sounds like, Ben.
Alrighty then.
Make sure the
With or
soldiers are
without
the
the
ones
heavy
that are
machine
cuffed.
gun?
Without the heavy machine
Yeah, I
gun.
guess without the heavy machine gun.
Man.
And we
You
have
sure you guys don't
disarmed
want to?
them.
Yeah, they're all disarmed. You sure you don't want to put
and
a
I
heavy
guess
machine gun on the
also-
deck within reach of captured enemy soldiers?
Mhm.
That just sounds like so much fun.
Nero
we
would be
also have
manning. I'm
them
not sure that's
off
exactly
their,
considered within reach.
Yeah. Can we also have them doff their armor?
Yeah, the one living soldier that had armor. Yes.
Okay, are the rest of them just crew like in
Yeah, they're in their
like
ship suits.
yeah,
Oh, I
Which
feel
have
a lot less
just
threatened now.
jumpers kind of thing?
Since
Yeah, saying that's already something. If they start thinking, well, I want to get in a fist fight with this murder machine.
While some of them are handcuffed.
Mhm.
Okay. Was that healing for Brother Nick, Ben?
yeah, that was Brother Nick. So assuming Ethan that you marked your system strain already, I'll
Yeah.
go ahead and roll one for
On system
Nero.
strain.
Alright.
I'm almost back to full health, so that would cover us, I think, if we got in another wrestling
Yeah.
bout with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I
So do any
am
more wrestling.
10 from max, but I'm also 1 system strain from max, so I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah.
Look at that, system strain doing what it's intended to do.
Mm-hmm. I'm here for it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I felt like system strain is the one like potentially redeeming feature for the biopsionics discipline tree, I guess, as it stands, because
Mhm.
without system strain, that just as it is, that it severely alters the I guess the balance of the game, but system strain is the only thing that bounds it whatsoever. Hello, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave her. Okay.
Oh.
I like our setup so far.
Yeah, I think it's given us a strong hand for parlaying. Hope I didn't lay it on too thick with my captain on this other ship.
No, I think that was what he needed to hear. That
Yeah, I was
there.
kind of thinking.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying that he needed to hear that there was a realistic and persistent threat to him and his crew, and we are offering terms that will get him out of, as long as we keep our word, any danger. But if we don't keep our word, is the same as if we just fire on him right now.
Yeah, I was probably thinking. It seemed like we probably need to be cowed a little before we could,
Hmm.
be gentler and reason with him.
Yeah, I agree. And this is Tabuk. There's a little bit of a cultural tendency towards that might.
Yeah, I guess they already probably have that baked in, that woe to the vanquished kind of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Those
All right.
dancing dudes, it just I what I no what I can't.
The Spartans there
Yeah,
reels you in.
it is so funky
Haven't
and
you seen
silly
the
looking.
original?
It's like a conga line of them just dancing down the convention center.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd
Oh,
call
man.
that dancing.
Hey, it is officially a Fortnite dance emote.
Oh no! Of
Well, that
course
makes
it
it a
is.
dance if it's in Fortnite.
Exactly. I wish I could remember the name of it, but it's pretty great. I'll have to look it up later.
As Nero is bringing the crewmen out to where they'll be seated. Yeah, seated. We'll give them seats if we can. Oh, it's a
Mhm.
ship. Seats are probably locked down, aren't they? Fine, they can stand. Um, anyways, as she is escorting them out to where they'll be standing and listening, she will try to reassure them that she's still not going to hurt them, and that her friend, I guess you should say it as that, her friend has something they need to hear. They all need to hear.
Okay.
She is not
So,
trying to come across as if you do anything, I'll kill you. She's trying to come across as, I'm keeping my promise. Just listen.
okay. Give me a check with charisma. Does she have any weapons out?
No.
Okay, she can do a regular talk with charisma then.
Great.
Uh-oh.
Oh wow. It's not below 6.
It's not.
Oh,
They give her kind of strange looks, but she does not come across threateningly. And so they follow her willfully, albeit with with just confused looks on their faces.
Her thought process there is that taking them out and putting them all in one place might make it look like they're assembling them to be gunned down, and she does not want them thinking that.
Yeah, they're not being lined up for a firing squad. That's reassuring.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after they've all been gathered and lined up, there are plenty of glares toward Farouk and mutters amongst themselves, and the captain speaks up at one point. Now listen up, men. We need to be calm here, not do anything foolhardy. Nothing foolish. Uh, just listen to what they have to say, and we'll be on our way. And they settle down a bit, still with sullen looks at Farouk, but they pay attention to Brother Nick and get ready to hear his speech.
We do want to make sure that Farouk is out of line of sight of the other captain.
Okay. The airlock, all the airlocks on the other ship are closed. They've just connected.
Okay.
Done a little docking maneuver, but you can definitely move him. Do you want to just move him up to the upper deck out of the way?
Yeah, that should probably be fine.
Okay.
He can come down easily enough if something does happen. And we just don't want to risk him being exposed.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I was just picturing like the absolute massacre that it would be if these all tried to, pile on the Narrow and Brother Nick with their superior numbers here.
It wouldn't
Oh,
turn
boy.
out well.
No, it would not. All right. Okay. I think everyone's in place. Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much, Ethan.
Nara looks as unthreatening as a Narrow without a weapon in her hand. She doesn't even have a sword strapped to her back. She looks unarmed.
Nice.
They, of course, know different.
Mhm. Yeah. They have seen the lie. All right, Ethan, you ready
Uh,
to do this? And um, you can say you can do this as much in or out of character as you want. Don't want to put too much undue pressure on you, but
May I propose that we take a short break, perhaps give Danielle a moment to get back so that she can experience this live, and Ethan a moment to prepare? Unless Ethan's already
we,
prepared, I guess.
yeah, that'd be good for that.
I was gonna say if Ethan went like that, we could do that. Danielle specifically told me she's sticking with Hannah for the moment. There's
Ah.
some potential sickness uh, going on with Hannah,
Okay.
so she's listening in, but
Okay.
she was fine with us continuing on without her. Um,
Then entirely on Ethan if you want a little prep time. I forgot that she can listen in. Sorry.
mhm. That's all right.
Yeah, I guess I'm good for going into it then. Wait,
Okay. Then you'll you will get a message from the other ship, just indicating that they're all gathered and ready to listen to whatever it is you have to say.
So yeah, he'll is there like a little porthole or something in this or in the airlock to where we
Um,
can physically see them or
no, there generally is not. Just gonna have to look at the closed door, unfortunately.
oh, okay. Um he'll say made a wise choice, Captain. As you can see, we've kept our end. Though you haven't opened the door, we've also gathered the men of the Istakal who have surrendered. If you would like proof without opening the door, we can bring the captain here so that you can hear him.
That would be appreciated, yes.
Oh, okay. So he'd motion, I guess, for Nero to bring him over.
Okay. Nara looks over at him and motions him to come to her.
Okay.
She
He,
will stay with the captain as he's moving towards Brother Nick.
yeah, he strides over out in front of all his men, straight backed. Walks up to the comm panel there that Brother Nick is using to communicate over with the other ship, and he says, Captain Shalom, I'm here and well, and most of my crew, the only casualties on the ship were soldiers and a couple of my crew who were caught on the main deck when they began their escape. They have so far kept their word. And a response comes through. Thank you, Captain. Glory of Tabuk to you, and be safe over there.
Nero motions him back to rejoin his men with her eyes, and then returns to her post, watching them. She is looking for signs of, as far as she can see, people that are starting to have those second thoughts. People whom Brother Nick's words are having a greater impact upon.
Okay. You could go ahead and give me a notice check for that.
All right. With dexterity.
Oh, absolutely. With no.
He moves her eyes around really fast to check it.
No, that's a mental image. Right. So, yeah, the other captain has accepted your proof of life.
So, yeah. We will continue to keep our word as long as you continue, or everyone continues to keep theirs. That we have no desire to harm you, and it is a large part of why we wanted to offer Parlay to you. Do you have
Right.
anything for that?
No, he continues listening.
Okay. Say, our second reason is that we have some things that I think you may need to be aware of as you continue to serve in your navy and fight for the glory of Tabuk. Have you heard of a group called the Sons of Glory?
Yes, I've heard of them.
How much do you know of them, Captain?
Well, they have some slightly antiquated ideas about how to achieve goals of Tabukan supremacy. I believe they have some political sway. That about sums it up.
What would you say, Captain, if I told you that more than some sway, the Sons of Glory have driven this war, and that they had made the choice to prosecute it first with Maltec?
Maltec. What form of Maltec precisely?
They had prepared a bioweapon they intended to use on the planet of Urala, killing its entire population, along with all the Tabukans who had been sent to occupy it.
That is quite a bold claim, one that I assume would be backed up by evidence, and one that I would hope would be delivered to the king himself in some fashion.
We are preparing to deliver that information to the king, but for now, your evidence is docked to the rear airlock of the Istikal. We commandeered the ship that was sent with the aforementioned bioweapon and prevented it from its course.
So, if I'm understanding this correctly, your justification for the bombing on Tabuk and stealing of the Prudence, I believe it was called, is to prevent a bioweapon from being unleashed on the Uralans.
Can Kate
Yes.
interject by messaging some of the footage of them encountering the Gikari? Because I'm sure they've got that like archived somewhere.
They who?
Like our
Us.
crew mates send it to the other ship. Like just kind of broadcast it to everybody who's got an open
Okay.
channel.
Yeah, so let's see. Over this
Just to
short
back up brother Nick in the background.
yeah, over this short distance, you could definitely broadcast like a data transfer um that and so you're what I was trying to mainly clarify was which footage you were talking about. Is this like from the like footage that you guys took that you've stolen from the research
Yeah, from the
facility's
base.
storage drive? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think you guys had already put
Like
some effort
testing
into
footage and stuff.
compiling some of that for potential use as like propaganda or whatever. Um,
Yeah, so he'll just transfer that, like send that on the open channel in the background.
okay. Hmm.
Sorry, continue, Ethan. I just wanted to
Oh
throw that
yeah,
in there
that
for
yeah. I
lore.
was thinking we'll start to drop some of that info.
Does you want to prompt some sort of response to that footage?
Um, I don't know if I could had Cade pull up some particular footage. I'm thinking if he could have gotten some from the database, or it was them having the
Mm-hmm.
soldiers like go in and attack the the wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking of. The kind where they had to clean the room afterwards kind of stuff.
Yeah,
As well as some of the research showing that they experimented with hybridizing them with humans.
yeah, that might be the second drip to hit him with. Again.
Okay.
So showing that, and or yeah, show them the video. I guess after they've had some time to watch and take it in, Nick will say, "I suppose I should clarify this Maltech bioweapon that the Sons of Glory intended to send was a sentient alien race that they had captured and tortured to the point of near madness. Their attempts to rile them up and starve them were in hopes that their rage and hunger would be unleashed on a innocent, unsuspecting populace. Captain, we spoke of the rules of war earlier. Does that comport with your understanding of them?
Clearly not. Expect me to
Yeah.
believe that this was sanctioned. Who else have you reported this to?
Our chances for reporting it have admittedly been limited. Most of the authorities we might consider sharing this information with have been shooting at us.
Well, that's to be expected after one blows up a Tabukan research facility. I hope you don't mind. I'm assuming that was you.
A fair assumption on your part. I will neither confirm nor deny. I would say that you ever went in there, the Sons of Glory don't exactly offer tours, and weren't seeking any form of transparency with the public.
So wait a moment. You're alleging that the Sons of Glory were running that facility.
Yes, we did encounter several of their members. Granted, it wasn't the entirety of the base from what we understand, but at its top, from the general who was running the base to many of its leading officers, that base was under the control of the Sons of Glory. It also revealed to us the names of several more prominent politicians and leading businessmen of Tabuk who have thrown their weight behind the Sons of Glory, leading them to prosecute this war, this potential genocide that they were seeking.
Hmm. Well, this is quite serious. What do you expect me to do about it? You going to give me this evidence you have? What you've sent over is a start, but surely you can see that anyone could accuse it of being doctored.
Now I'm hoping I just have your attention and you will continue listening, hear out our evidence with impartial ear.
Fair enough.
What if I told you
I just
Oh,
thought it was
boy.
funny. Sorry.
It's
It
really
is
good.
funny.
guess that was mostly to be coy, but say on the point of these Gakari, the sentient species that the Sons of Glory were attempting to twist into a bioweapon. What if I told you that their biological Maltech experiments went so far as to fuse humans with these aliens and their DNA?
Oh my. Well, that's two down.
Oh, two down for what?
Maltech.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, of noting, yeah, the big no-nos.
yeah.
Yeah. The thou shalt nots.
And yeah, I guess to at that point maybe message or signal Cade to provide some of that second footage, maybe from when we were busting Tom out of his test tube.
Oh yeah, and any of the experimental data about attempting to control the Gakari via human hybridization.
Do we
And
wanna
yeah,
do we wanna send data or just video so far?
I expect us by the end of this to send the entire propaganda or counter propaganda packet.
Yeah,
So
that's fair. Yeah, I'm being overly cautious.
we're just role playing it out and drip feeding it for the sake
I'm
of
just
story.
really sad that Java's not here to see the premiere of the anti-propaganda campaign.
yeah, there's
I
popcorn
know.
ready and everything.
Yeah, he's been like waiting for this moment.
Oh,
He's been like, man, brother Nick and Cade keep working on their video, their movie.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think to give him some of that footage and info, yeah, give him some time to digest it.
And
Okay.
can we have presented or given a tablet to or data slab to the captain on our side so that he can also be reviewing this? Or do you guys want it on a screen somewhere that you can't touch?
Yeah, I was
Do
wondering
we need
if
to
we're
provide
in.
chips and refreshments as well?
I
I
mean,
was
if you
kind
guys
of
expect
thinking.
them to agree with your message, there better be refreshments.
Well,
Oh
I
no.
guess that airlock wasn't
We're
near that
talking
big
about a
old room,
military
was it?
captain, not you, Ben.
Way to any man's heart is
he,
through his
he did
stomach.
pick Sean Connery for the voice, so this might still be on point.
Hmm. Yeah, was there any kind of big screen there?
Yeah, I'd
Thank
say
you for
there's
coming to our TED Talk.
yeah,
You'll
there
divert your attention to the screen.
yeah, there's a
As long as we
screen.
don't make the same mistake Dwight did and use PowerPoint, we're good.
Oh, man.
So we're
Mm.
we're not wanting to trust him with the tablet then.
Sounds correct. So yeah.
Yeah, I guess if we do, or we can hand him a slab. That's not the worst thing in the world. I doubt he's going to be able to beat us into submission with it.
I think the concern would be that he would message back and forth silently and conspire, but uh, you know, I mean,
Kate
If
could
we've got
quash that.
someone right next to him watching, I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Nero's not sitting idly by and watching them. She is pacing because Nero and because watching. Okay, so we'll have it up on the screen for all of them to see the video stuff. But as far as like the reason that this came up to my mind is if we're sending data, then that's something that he would want to paw through instead of just
Mhm.
seeing a spreadsheet on the screen.
Yeah.
So then we'll have it up on the screen at first, and then when the data starts getting sent around, maybe Cade can send a message to Nero saying to send this tablet over to him or something.
Okay. The most important question, though, how many different transition animations did you use in this PowerPoint?
Oh,
A
the
different
word
one
art.
every time.
Oh no.
This is a
This
fundamental
this
like
better not
feature.
be Alan Dvorak levels of slideshow transition, Ethan.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Answer carefully.
I thought we said we weren't using PowerPoint.
Oh, maybe you did.
Yeah,
We
I said
did,
we're
yeah.
not
It's
making the same mistake
it's
that Dwight did.
it's just a disconnected collection of videos.
It's
No,
been hey, we used Windows Media Player to edit it, okay?
all right. Anyway, uh, digression over. So, yeah, all the crew on the ship are on the ship with you are watching, and they're muttering and definitely watching attentively. And you get a message from the other ship. All right, on with it then. What more do you have for us?
I was trying to look up those other Maltech ones, see if I could tick them all off.
Unbraked AI is the third one. So
Okay,
if you can
we're
throw
probably
in
not.
an
We're not
throw in the
getting that one.
accusation, just
Just a wild
unfounded,
accusation.
just for fun. You'd be like, and there it is. Okay, we're done here.
May or may not be harboring the ship for ourselves. It's fine.
mhm.
So, any other points that you wanted to make to this other captain here?
Yeah, let's figure out where we take it from here. Say, I hope that may be enough evidence to convince you the footage wasn't doctored.
P.S. I feel like this is
Well,
a very therapeutic RP session for Ethan because it's almost like he's getting to deprogram a cult member himself.
he'll say, well, I would certainly bear analyzing, comparing to other records we have on the base's layout and uh, perhaps corroboration from eyewitnesses. Do you happen to know if there are any eyewitnesses surviving?
We
Wouldn't
know
Ahmed count?
I don't think we'd want to name him because he's shared with us
Yeah.
fear for the safety of his family.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because right now he's assumed dead, as far as we know.
I guess,
Um,
yeah, we could share. We did capture some people in our taking of the base or storming the base.
Yeah. And those guys
So
you've
that wouldn't be naming names of Ahmed.
you've handed
And
them
then
over to
anyone,
the
you know,
Uralans.
yeah,
Yeah.
they'd be thinking, oh, these guys are prisoners, so hopefully they're not coming down as hard. And I was kind of thinking if we should tell them we've talked to Tom.
Mm.
I was wondering if we had anything of him, maybe in his own words.
and I don't know if you guys filmed him at all, but that's up to you, of course.
Would we have anything from the CIS meeting? I guess he gave a pretty good opening
Mm.
spiel to the.
There would be some footage of him in the database you yoinked from the facility that made him, but none with you guys in it.
Mm.
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
so I guess that is sort of this is leaning on our word. They can't go talk to anybody right this instant, but maybe that's something to pitch to them.
Always offer him a field trip.
Mm-hmm.
There's also, as Ben mentioned, the prisoners we took from the base.
Yeah.
That we, it's not necessarily out of the question for us to say, hey, oh no, we don't want to tell them where the Uralans are hiding off Urala. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So I think that is kind of we just need to say generally that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess Brother Nick would
You left.
offer. Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
I was just gonna clarify some of the location stuff. Those 4 prisoners that you handed over to the Uralans, you handed them over on Urala.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess
So
they're still there as far as we know, right?
as far as you know, yeah, you guys haven't gotten any update on them.
Okay,
The
right.
They were
But
not
they are in
among.
the secret llama base.
Okay.
Yeah, they were not among the Uralans that you took over to Anagras.
Then actually that might be a good lead to give them, because it opens up a communication point between Urala and Tabuk for these prisoners if they haven't already sent them,
Yeah,
exchanged
because honestly, who knows if the general public even knows about those POWs since they were
Mhm.
taken from a highly top secret base.
them.
That the general public wasn't even meant to know about really. Um, I think we should ask at some point, like, why, what were you told about the prudence? Like, why did they tell you anything other than you need to keep an eye out? You know what I like,
Yes, that's a good point to start to bring it back to that and what they had been told.
right?
So that may be a steer. Yeah, so yes, Brother Nick would tell the captain. Unfortunately, none of them are here with us to corroborate, or to offer their firsthand accounts. But we took several Sons of Glory members from the base and the Prudence when we had commandeered it. They surrendered and were taken prisoner. We have also spoken and befriended the hybrid Gikari that you've seen footage of. He's chosen the name of Tom, and
For now.
yes, to better serve as an ambassador between the human race and the Gikari who he is currently helping.
To recover from the abuses that were inflicted on them.
Mm.
Hmm. So these prisoners, seems like you're quite in the prisoner taking business. Where are you keeping them?
We prefer it to the head count business. When she realizes she's spoken up, Susie is gonna try and look away from anybody looking at her. But
They,
Oh,
when
by
you
the
talk
way,
about
so
like you're in the prisoner taking business,
mm,
it's like, would you prefer us to be in the body bag industry? I don't know what.
um, well, I mean, you can always just let them go, but
That's true. Saoirse's not
anyway,
good at doing
I will just clarify for you coming in. Uh, it was decided to shuffle the crew just a little bit in case of needing to make immediate ship
that.
combat
Oh,
moves.
all right.
Saoirse is on the other ship, but she can be, tuned in by
mhm.
comm channel because Brother Nick's speaking over a
All
comm
right.
channel to the other ship anyway.
Once she says that, then she'll go, whoop, sorry, thought my mic was muted.
As my colleague noted, found it preferable taking prisoners who have offered their surrender rather than killing those who do not wish to fight us. As well, were certain exigencies in leaving the base and taking this ship that we couldn't well drop them off anywhere. But yes, we have taken our fair share of prisoners in the war as of yet, and they are secure and being treated fairly under the conventions of war, safely in the hands of the Uralans. Though I hope you'll understand if we don't tell you their exact location.
Understandable. I hadn't heard of any prisoner exchanges on Urala, or any prisoners taken at all.
Uh,
Not exactly
yeah,
in the loop on the latest from the Uralan front.
to be fair, events have unfolded quickly, but it does seem that Tabuk is not often in the business of its leaders sharing perhaps the more unsavory details of this war.
Well, that's standard in any war. Hmm.
Is Brother
So,
Nick leading
which
into? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Ben.
he was going to say. So, you mentioned a general that was running the facility. Do you have that general's name?
I'm pretty sure Cade has that, right? I don't remember who it is though.
Yeah, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but we did know his name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do know it.
It's buried somewhere.
It is here. I'll post it for you in the session chat.
All I remember is his decorated backside, and that's
Yep.
Just put a tiny bit of context there. General Ishmael Ahmad.
what a likable name.
So yeah, we'll
For a
Brother Nick will
likable
share that
guy.
with him.
For a likable guy. Yep.
And I guess we did have that like org chart thing from the database, didn't we?
Yeah, showing all the members of the Sons of Glory
Oh yeah.
on base at least.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
I
facility.
forgot we got their Masonic temple roster.
Yeah, I guess. Well, that one I was thinking we had like the military staffing one for the base because we knew about
It
that
wasn't.
the people we were
Aw.
impersonating who were out
A
for the
little less
day.
exciting, but that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
This wasn't
So I'm
like
thinking maybe drop
the
both of them
Illuminati's
on 'em.
official
Yeah.
registry with full names and social security numbers.
Aw, man. How dare you assume that such an advanced society like Tabuk would have social security numbers?
Yeah, that's pretty low.
So yeah, I guess to share his name and then that staffing info form
Okay.
as some confirmation.
Seems like you took your time to plumb the records of the facility before you demolished it. This is quite thorough.
I like how he thinks we're idiots.
Right?
Right. A crew of 5 that just allowed themselves to be captured and then captured the ship that captured them. And the ship that they captured right back.
I should say maybe I like that he is genuinely surprised we're not idiots.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. If yeah.
You get me. You get me.
I do.
Thanks, Dex.
Hey, give the man a break. He's still catching up to the truth of what actually happened at that base and
Oh
the
no,
motives.
yeah. It's not meant to be hard on him. If anything, he's been much more enjoyable than the other captain who's currently pacing his quarters having a hissy fit. But
Oh no, he's out in the lobby with us.
Yeah,
he's
he's
here in the
happening too.
lobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dex and Ethan had a
Great.
heyday while you were gone.
This is what happens. I leave for
Like,
5 minutes now.
oh, let all the prisoners out of their cells. It'll be fine.
You know, yeah, it's fine. You know what?
We even gave him a data slab so he can follow along.
Oh yeah. Yep. And
Gave him
refreshments.
his thermal pistol back. No.
It has a nice monogrammed note from Grandma.
All right. So
Oh
anyway,
man. Yeah. So presented the manifest from the facility.
Yeah, and I guess circling back to Danielle's point, I'll change subject and say Tell me, Captain, what had seemed you're out here searching for the ship? What had your superiors told you about it?
He hesitates to answer that, but he then leads with, "We were on the alert for your specific ship being crewed by terrorists who had attacked a military research facility. Of course, we were told to expect armed and dangerous crew, and was told to take it under our control by any means necessary and return it to the Navy headquarters on Tabuk."
You'll, yeah, I suppose that would be how the Sons of Glory would like to paint us as dangerous terrorists with unknowable and unsavory motives. But hope we've shown you otherwise. The fighting we've done is not out of some hatred of Tabuk. Far from it. Yours is proud and noble people, with much to be commended for them. Our issue is with the use of Maltech and the attempted genocide that the Sons of Glory sought to perpetrate on Urala, and the continued harm they do not just to Urala and other systems in the sector, but to your people. As you said, they have antiquated ideas, ideas that are dragging Tabuk down with them. We're hoping to expose them for the disreputable and dishonorable individuals that they are, and to see an end to this pointless and bloody war.
Well, then I hope for the sake of your lofty ideals, you confirmed the track record of every one of these staff that you unceremoniously dumped a mountain on top of. I hear your justification that this facility was being run by some extremist faction within the Tabukan military, as you claim. But remains to be seen if your actions were uh, commensurate with with the threat you perceived. Be sure to send over any other data you might have that can corroborate your version of events.
Um, yes, I think at that, Brother Nick would signal him, or signal Cade to first show maybe some of their footage and the manifest that had showed the number of aliens they'd intended to send to Urala. And then maybe follow that up with some of the additional testing footage, as well as some of their drone footage from Arsino.
Okay.
I'll say, I acknowledge, Captain, that we have bloody hands, but I think from what you're seeing, that these actions are commensurate with the threat that the people of Urala are facing. They did indeed face genocide, and when confronted with a facility that saw fit to torture and mutilate and mangle the DNA of their fellow sentient beings as well as their fellow man, I think putting an end to that is justified. If you do not think that everyone there is immediately guilty of what occurred, you can lay or that debt next to the debt of the Sons of Glory for the children of Arsinoe, for the men and women we saw there, driven from their homes, living in bombed out and burning buildings. Was that commensurate? What crime had they done to deserve the destruction of their homes? I trust you know, Captain, that the Uralans practice a religion of pacifism. They didn't seek war with you.
Pacifism, eh? Well, you can tell that to all the Uralan fighters who have been waging guerrilla warfare against us on their planet. Certainly nothing I can blame them for, but your claim of pacifism rings hollow. They were offered a peaceful resolution, one which they ultimately refused.
Does
Now,
Brother Nick do anything to make sure that Nero does not open her mouth?
Were you?
Yeah, she's. I mean, I'm sure he's observed that she may fly off, let loose the cannon when somebody talks about peacefully conquering a world.
Yeah, I guess noticing and maybe try to signal to her to maybe hold her peace.
Those that can visibly see her would definitely notice something well up, but get bit back.
all right. So yeah, he continues to say, you know, I can't attest to specific conditions on the ground where battle is broken out, but I can assure you that Tabukan High Command takes the rules of war seriously. I have faith that if this rogue element within the military were outed, it will certainly cause some unrest and some dissension, perhaps, if it's as endemic as you claim. But I believe the rule of law will win out. I I have heard reports that majority of the cities on Urala have been transferred control peacefully. It's only a relative few that have been the focal point of guerrilla warfare, and that is bound to get complicated, as I'm sure you understand. However, if there's any documentation of war crimes being committed by either side, that would certainly be of interest to everyone's upper command. Don't, uh, don't expect the exchange to get involved, though. If you're expecting that level of oversight, I'm sorry to inform you that uh, their presence is, well, it is not of that nature here in Tabukan space.
Say, glad you could recognize the pacifism of the Uralans. Yes, there are some who have taken up arms, I will admit. Like many religions, they have their sects and those who follow different creeds. There are some of them who believe that they could practice necessary self defense. I hope that, as you recognized, an invading foreign power, bringing their ships into your system and demanding your unconditional surrender, would qualify as a situation of self defense. Be that as it may, I do have additional footage. You may not have had the opportunity to see Arsinoe or the other occupied cities for yourself, but I have. And he'll forward some of his additional footage of the refugees and some of the people they had met when they were traveling around Arsinoe.
Okay. Hmm. So after reviewing a bit of that, which we'll say this entire conversation or process or whatever has taken somewhere in the range of 30 minutes by this point. You'd say, now, this part in particular is uh, something that I imagine much of the public would like to see. I assume you have plans to publicize at least some, if not all, of this information. Your your ideals seem to indicate that you'd want to rid the Tabukan government of this influence.
Yes, that was the reason for our return. That we're sharing with you footage and documentation that we intend to make public via every means of broadcasting and dissemination available to us. You understand what will take us seeking out the proper channels, considering that or the reception that we've received from some of your authorities so far. But yes, we do want the public and those in power, those who have the ability to stop this, to see what is occurring, to see what the Sons of Glory would make of your noble and honorable people. They would turn you into butchers and war criminals. They would make you into the enemy of all the people, not just of this sector, but of this new sector that you have connected with. I suppose word is may have gotten out about Anagris, a nearby system, and its affiliated sector.
Sorry, you asked if word had gotten out about.
Yeah, if he knows about Anagris and that new sector.
Um, he would he would say, "Well, I've certainly heard some things about another system."
Say that system is at the forefront of a neighboring sector. It is only just now becoming acquainted with yours. And I will share with you what we have not been able to share with anyone else as of yet. That before we returned here to make our case, we made our case to them. There may not be an exchange present in this sector, Captain, but there are 4 systems now that know what we know. And it will be Tabuk's choice from here what they make of that.
Hmm.
They can rise to the occasion and prove themselves to be the honorable and noble people I know them to be, that I believe they can be. Or they will fall to the darkest aspirations of the Sons of Glory and become exactly what this sector fears.
Give me another talk check.
Welp.
Got some talking.
It is indeed
Rushed 'em.
talking.
Grandpa Nick's pep talk worked.
Yep.
You
Alright.
did it, Brother Nick. You
Grandpa
saved
Nick
Christmas.
believes in you. You feel shame for not meeting his expectation.
Full delivery canceled.
All right. Well, so his response is about as positive as you could expect under the circumstances. Uh, he gives you a response, which in summary amounts to the fact that he is uh, going to take this information you've given him, if you'll allow him. He'll take it to his superiors, but he thinks it warrants being delivered directly to the the military tribunal.
Now is a great time to warn him about corruption.
That's what I was thinking. I guess, yeah, to say that we're happy to, or can we like ping everybody on his ship with the whole packet?
You've transferred it. You've like initiated the data transfer. He's got it on his ship.
Okay, yeah, I guess what we've been trickling. Yeah, we can send him our full little
I was gonna say that's gonna be a big old file.
propaganda press package.
Oh yeah.
Please don't let that be the file name.
Big old press package.
Propaganda press package.
No,
I
I'm
No.
sure we
big
gave it
old
a
press
nice
package.
propaganda name as well.
The destabilized Tabuk presentation.
Yeah.
Project Truth.
Oh no.
Soggy bottom.
Oh my.
And so yeah, so we'll share that with him, and let's also ask that his crew have access to it. They should get to see, say like for them to be able to weigh out the evidence for themselves as well.
Yeah, and he'll tell you he's been sharing it all with the crew as it comes over, just
For his
in the
own
interest of
safety, I'm sure.
keeping everyone in the loop.
Oh, this poor guy's gonna get executed. But
And
that's so
then, yeah, I guess for that sake of
But
him not get, or try to
he,
help him not get murked.
yeah, I was gonna say he does acknowledge your warning about the fact that Sons of Glory have significant presence within the Tabukan military.
I think our
So he,
packet would have the naming names, so we may, say,
Mhm.
look at that. And do we know people on this tribunal, to where we could cross-reference and say those names? But I guess along with the naming names, just to share that we don't think that's a complete accounting, and that
and
we know
also
they're.
that we know some of those people were like janitors.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I guess that we also know that beyond out and out members, there's sympathetic
Oh,
individuals
the
that
janitors you blew up.
Yeah.
they were janitors for evil.
We sent them on a nice vacation day.
Oh well, yeah,
Do you
those
not
ones you
remember
did.
that?
No,
Yeah.
that's true.
We
Um,
gave them a permanent reprieve from the life of evil.
Permanent reprieve. Oh my.
let's see.
So yeah, I guess to share that there might still be some unknown Sons of Glory embedded at high levels of the government, as well as sympathetic folks to the cause of the Sons of Glory.
Mhm.
And so
So
he's
hard
take
not
with a grain of salt who he might want to disseminate it to. And I
Does
guess from
anybody else
there, share that we're willing to do more of that heavy lifting. We're hoping that maybe he can work on folks more, or of his fellow soldiers.
Okay.
Maybe sharing with them, to let them see the truth and judge this information for themselves, so that
Mhm.
perhaps by the time we can get it to the right people at the top, that there will be the support we need to encourage them to make the right choice.
Okay. All right. Sounds good then. He will also, as you're wrapping up your discussion about that, he'll say, say now, sir, I would like to point out that uh, I will be much more inclined favorably towards your case if you could uh, find your way to releasing at least most, if not all, of your hostages. Um, you have my assurance that if you were to do so, particularly considering the fact that you retain one of my ships, that I have no intention of doing anything foolhardy and trying to fight you. But I can assure you that I can take care of your prisoners much more easily than you can.
Uh,
Hmm.
what do y'all think? It doesn't seem too bad to say we'll let all the prisoners head over to his ship. Just ask him to stay docked up. I
Well,
guess give him some time to mull it over.
so the risk with giving him any of the prisoners from the ship we're on
Oh, I guess
is
known about Farouk, yeah.
yes, and I believe that's a risk that that applies to all of them. So if we do agree to release any prisoners, we are basically saying to Farouk and the other guy that hey, they know you helped kill some of your Tabukan soldiers, or didn't help to kill, but were complicit in us killing them. And
Yeah.
you guys either rejoin them and face those risks, or now you're part of our crew.
Good point.
I'm not opposed to that. I actually think it would be a bigger gesture of good faith to simply say we're keeping two, and we will leave the rest on this ship with one of them actually there's more than one unhandcuffed. We didn't have enough, right? And we'll leave the rest on this ship under a promise that you let us go and don't try to chase or fight us. I think that would be a good gesture. It just seals the fate of Farouk and unnamed crewmen.
Maybe he might be able to say that he would need to speak with his captain
Ooh.
about that. If he needs some time to talk to Farouk and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what I was
you can
thinking. We
have
might want
whatever.
to run it by them. So yeah, tell them,
Yeah, he's
or
he
ask for a
definitely
moment to
seems.
confer with our crew.
Oh yeah, will happily give you time to talk that over. He seems hopeful to leave with whoever survived on his ship and not leave them to your whatever your custody.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys want to have a quick little powwow with Farouk and his fellow.
Yeah, run it by Farouk and that guy you called a simp.
I think Nero
Hey,
stays with the prisoners.
that was Dex's term. That originated in out of character planning. I will say for the record, I should have mentioned
wait,
that at first.
who was called a simp?
So Dex said at some point, you know, the sympathizers who we'll call simps for short.
Oh, Ethan.
I didn't mean simp like that. It's SISYMP.
I didn't
It's the I to the
mean
M to the
squirrels
P.
in my pants. I meant
Sympathizers, you know.
It just happens to be pronounced the same, which is really funny to me.
I was gonna say you better have known, like realized that when you said it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
I knew what I was doing.
Like I was like,
He was
you're not
fully
that old and
aware.
out of touch.
fully self-aware.
All right, so yeah. Do you guys well, since we are coming pretty close to the end of the session, I'm happy to kind of
Yeah.
streamline this conversation with Farouk and his fellow simp. And they honestly expressed surprise that there was an option of them going back to Tabuk.
Mm.
They were both indicate that they've been dissatisfied with recent actions of the Tabukan military, and they were just waiting for the right time to defect. Didn't expect it to be quite so volatile, but now that they've made their move, they were hoping to cast in with you for the time being.
Well, we should ask them if they're okay with that being known. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if we send the other hostages back, their
Yeah.
crewmates that they turned against, is there anybody back on Tabuk that could pay dearly for that? Or are these two young guns who don't have any family tying them down, you know?
Yeah, they were not expecting to be able to do this secretly. Um,
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah.
they're
So
basically fine with us sending the rest of the crew back.
yeah.
All right. Neato, I dig it. Saoirse likes them more already.
Yeah, so if they're cool with
As a previous defector herself.
with all that, yeah, let's go back to the captain. Wait, how are we offering? Were you just saying we'd leave him the two ships, the Istaquah and
Okay, I mean, he was no,
and
he
the
was
Elba?
asking you to send the prisoners over. He was assuming you'd be keeping
Hmm.
the Tabukan frigate you've commandeered.
No, tell
Um,
them that we've got a bonus for you, buddy.
Yeah, I
I'll
guess
sweeten the deal.
if we're or have we been able to use some of this time for our other talk of maybe grabbing some loot and
yeah,
copying their database?
And I guess if we're keeping Farouk, we don't need to like erase all their database and stuff.
Mhm.
That was basically just to protect Farouk and unnamed crew. So, yeah, let's just get the data. Um, I don't know what there might be to loot.
Yeah, I don't. They had an armory. They got any more power
Mhm.
armor lying around?
Ooh.
He did in fact have an armory. They don't have any more suits of power armor, but they would have quite a collection of weaponry and stuff. I was kind of anticipating you might want to do that, so I think the way I would just handle that is I would give you uh, some number of units of cargo that would be classified as TL4 weaponry of some kind. I'd work out the specifics
Good for the rebels.
later. Um, and if you wanted to sabotage any of the ship systems, you could do that relatively quickly also.
I'm guessing to leave them there. Their ship as is, or do we want to maybe take out their weapon?
You could disable it without doing like major
Yeah, I guess without
permanent
damage,
damage.
just yeah, so I guess
Hey,
maybe
Cade, do a
soften.
temporary lockdown.
Yeah, Cade could do that.
Like a timed lockdown.
Yeah.
Oh, and I guess grabbing that sliced up suit of power armor, maybe we can patch it up.
Yeah, I will say that was transported over.
Um, if we did a quick scan through, it looked like there was any other valuable stuff, supplies wise.
Just a heads up,
Oh,
we're at 11:30 now.
yes, indeed we are. Yeah, so I'd say there's
Robert, that you've become the keeper of the minutes for our little.
yeah, I'd say that's pretty much the extent. And now you guys, you could go ahead and clean out kind of personal effects for some miscellaneous stuff and a triple handful of credits.
Nero doesn't want to rob these guys.
Yeah, that feels
Yeah,
kind of
Sarah
mean.
sure
I
would
guess if
not
we're
feel good about that either.
taking these guys' pocket money.
Yeah. Taking the
Yeah, so I guess
military
leave it at
weapons
that.
is one thing, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and if it were like a son of glory who like stomped on top of our taxi cab, yeah, then we'd,
mhm.
kick him and take his pocket change.
Then we
But
rifle through those pockets.
then
Yeah.
we rifle through the pockets. But
Okay, you guys
Can
have
we?
standards though.
Could we ask for them to hand over more power suits?
You
Do you
could
we could
certainly ask.
say we will give you your ship back in exchange for more power suits.
There you go.
Don't let him know we were already planning on giving back the ship. Just saying.
I like that idea.
We have some votes in favor. Ethan,
Thank
you
you.
think Brother Nick would
Yeah, he'd be willing to float that idea.
all
I
right,
guess we
let's
can speed that up to say float. Yeah, runs that by him. Would that be a talk or a trade check?
yeah, give me a I think a trade check would be appropriate here. Um,
Oh, that's not bad.
Did I miss something?
Could I lobby it for a connect?
I think I did.
Actually,
Hmm.
I said tree.
um, I'm gonna say this is a pretty perfect fit for trade. Um,
Oh, does anyone else have better trade?
somebody could certainly help. Um,
Hold on, let me look. I don't think I'm gonna have great trade either, but just in case, I will check my sheet.
Yeah, I
I,
just got +0.
Oh, could
I would
Saoirse use her
allow.
authority?
I could use my authority.
Hmm.
My uncanny
Okay.
charisma about you.
Ooh, authority. Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and let me see. That would
She
be
might have to stop
a
being
lead
Susie.
check. No, I wouldn't say that exactly. I mean, it's gonna
first,
maybe seem a little uncharacteristic, given her facade, but I mean,
Mm.
He's already
they're
figured
already
out that our
I'll
facades are a lie.
facades.
Yeah, facades.
yeah. She at least knew.
I'll
She at
bat
least
my
knew
Facades
that.
are
eyelashes and look extra sweet. What about that?
Um, so Danielle, if you wanna have Saoirse try making that request in that way, I'll say if that fails, that is going to make it a little bit more difficult for uh Brother Nick to persuade on the same front. Um,
Why? It doesn't say anything about a failed roll.
no, it doesn't. Um,
Oh, that's just your own homebrew flair.
just saying, you you kind of try to strong arm the guy a little bit. If it
I
works,
didn't
obviously
say
it
I was
works.
gonna strong arm him. It says
No,
this is a knack of charm and personal magnetism. How is that
personal mag.
that's fair.
an uncanny kind of charisma about you?
Could it
One
be
that
that
makes others instinctively follow your instructions and further your causes.
Ben?
Okay, well,
Could
hmm.
it be that Brother Nick would roll something to assist her on this roll?
Yeah, that could be done, and
Grumble, grumble.
Give him a help action.
Yeah.
yeah, and we'll see. I guess I was mainly making that comment as a as a concession from, this is your one shot at it. Um, but I'd allow somebody else to try a different angle afterward with,
Hmm.
but maybe a little more difficult. Yeah, that's it's fine. If Brother Nick, if you want to go ahead, you can make a talk roll to assist Saoirse on her charisma lead skill check. See what the difficulty on her check is going to be. Uh, and we're okay, already 5 minutes over. I think we can wrap this up quickly enough.
All right, so you want me to do a lead check?
Oh, did you say
Yeah,
I could add in a talk? Yes.
yeah. It's a difficulty of 10. So let's see what Brother Nick gets on his talk. See if you get a +1.
What do I use as my attribute?
Charisma.
Of course, freaking of course.
Woo!
All
Hey,
right,
look at
nice.
that, guys.
Heck yeah.
Wow. What are the odds?
They're
Okay.
not great, I'll tell you that.
I know.
Oh,
All right, you have succeeded. So he will comply with your request. He'll.
Yay!
How many seats of power does that leave us with now?
All right, he will fork over Let's see.
How many suits of power armor does he think a Tabukan ship is worth in the eyes of his superiors? By the way, Ethan, I think you should link the entire SIMP song from Phineas and Ferb for Dex to have context for that GIF.
How many power suits is Saoirse requesting? Let me just put it that way.
Let's not be greedy. Let's just get one for each of us. We've already got 2.
Not that greedy.
Well, we've already got 2.
Wow.
Okay, so that would mean if we have Farouk and the other guy joining us, right?
Oh, you thought I meant the whole crew. I just meant the PCs, but sure.
Okay.
No power
Add in the
armor,
Hey,
NPCs, I'm fine with that.
Get one for Bruce while you're at it.
Bruce does not need a power armor suit.
Get one for
I don't
Bob.
Space Checker Bruce wandering around.
Get one for
Alright.
Tom.
Oh my word.
We'll just go ahead and say I thought that would be a short answer. He'll give you 3, which he informs you is all that he has.
Okay. That actually checks out.
Now suddenly there's a limit.
I didn't say there wasn't a limit before. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and leave on that note. Let's go ahead. Go ahead and start doing faves here.
What is his reaction though when we say we'll trade you your ship for some power armor?
Well,
We will graciously let you keep your ship if you can rustle up some spare power armor for us. And by spare we mean whatever you got.
he's very surprised, and he's fairly quick to accept that offer.
There we go.
Heck yeah.
Is that Cade putting on his power armor?
Yeah, probably. He wouldn't know what to do with it.
Looks a little scared.
All right, I think we have Ethan first for faves this time.
Oh, sorry, what?
You are first up for faves this time.
Oh no.
He was too busy linking Phineas and Ferb songs.
I think my fave was you deciding to randomly call back to that one dude we vented. Where you were giving like the position of everybody.
Did I miss that?
That might have been after you stepped away because we were docking the ships together, and he was like, "Oh yeah, and these people are there, and these people are there, and that guy got vented."
Yeah, I was
Moving off
feeling like,
towards the sun.
yeah, I was saying you guys are bringing the corpses. Oh well, corpse. Because that guy got vented. Well, I'm glad I could make your night, Ethan. Robert, what about you?
It's hard. Probably trading 3 power suits for a ship we didn't want.
Do you feel like a used car salesman yet?
Sort of.
Dex's analogy wins the day.
Yeah, I was just thinking. my analogy's gotten more play than I ever expected.
There you go. You should be so proud.
All right, that brings it back to me now. There were several things that cracked me up quite a bit this session. I think, even though it didn't actually happen, uh,
My favorite thing that happened is something that didn't actually happen.
I
I
think
can't
my
wait to hear this.
I think my favorite thing was
Uh,
the proposed plan of bringing the mount like the tripod mounted heavy machine gun over to the Tabukan frigate to menace the group of prisoners just to make sure they knew that they weren't getting off scot-free here. Um, that was just a wonderful mental image.
I'm
Uh,
so glad that that brought you happiness. Yeah, I was because I was already surprised that they were gonna go ahead and just gather everybody so that they could watch them at the same time. I was like, I mean, that's you know, obviously Nero can handle that, but like that's This sounds like teenagers babysitting.
yeah, it
Like,
just
I know, let's just put all the children in one room and
yeah,
then we'll watch them all right here.
right. So, but it, and they ended up not going with the heavy machine gun, but that was just like the cherry on top.
I'm sure Nero's ducklings were happily following her.
Yeah. Danielle, what about you?
Um, so finally getting to use authority was pretty fun. Um, but I really enjoyed getting to watch all of Brother Nick and Cade's hard work at putting together
Mhm.
that propaganda. I say propaganda, it's really anti-propaganda.
Yeah.
But putting that together and finally getting to present it to someone that actually could possibly be a future ally. And hopefully, this being now in the stages where this can be released to the public and more people will start going, whoa, hold on, this is concerning. Like, we want to make sure this isn't true. And if it is true, we want answers. That was really cool. So, and then just on a sappy note, I've had a really terrible week, and getting to play with everyone tonight was honestly probably the highlight of my day. So
Aw.
it was good. I'm glad we had almost everybody back this time.
Mhm.
Yep. Missed you guys. Missing you, Java
Mhm.
slash Avery.
We miss you, Avery. Come back to us. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
appropriate that you said Java first since we're just
Yeah.
Say
Boo.
that marks how many times we've we've mixed the two. It's standard fare for this crew. You get your real name and your character name mixed a lot.
We actually do
Yep.
need to learn the name of Farouk's buddy though, because we can't call him Simpy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna help
Yeah.
your crew relationships.
I'll reveal the name now that it's been determined that you guys want to know the name.
May not be
Yeah.
a name, but I feel like it's a pretty canon character trait at this point. It's been identified as a simp.
Yep.
Simping for the rebels. All right, Dex, you're up
That's
last up.
gonna make Saoirse uncomfortable.
My fave is it worked.
That is a good
I
fave.
just yeah, I mean it's kind of similar to Danielle's comment there, but just the whole the fact that we've gone through a lot on this particular adventure path, and we've reached a point where it feels like we are actually pushing towards a resolution.
And it's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I
Ben
was
is
trying to
over
think.
there behind the
Is that like
DM.
is that like a year to year and a half long story arc just to get back to this anti-propaganda thing? It's something like that. It's impressive.
Yeah, I don't know. This started like session 5 or something.
Yeah.
I guess what ultimately spiraled all this, getting arrested by the Rollins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you
That's
could
cool.
always, Yeah, because
They who must not be named that got us into this situation.
true. I mean, I will say, obviously, session one was you guys clearing out a Tabukan military research ship of some sort that was uh, that had housed some Jakari and had ended up straying into a Nagran space instead of its intended destination.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely connected to that, although your original plans didn't exactly include getting tangled up in all this.
It definitely was a different journey than what we expected, but it sounds like we're getting to the same destination. So,
Well, this was always a possibility. But yeah, I was just gonna say, Danielle, you were saying something about me sitting here behind my GM screen.
yeah, I was saying while we're all like, wow, guys, it's working. Like, we're actually getting somewhere where we want to be. I was like, cue Ben, like,
Yeah.
shaking his head, going, oh, you sweet summer children.
Yeah.
Oh man. No, I was definitely very excited going into the session, and I am excited moving forward to see what resolution you guys bring this to. Because yeah, this has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
P.S. I have until May, and then my schedule is gonna get a little crazy. So maybe let's like figure this out before get a nice little bow on this package
oh
before
yeah,
then.
That.
true, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We haven't really talked about what our plans are going to be at that point, so we'll have to.
Robert also has a bundle on the way.
Yep.
So
Summer's gonna be crazy for everybody, huh?
Oof.
yeah.
Yeah.
We
I'll go.
better tell Avery to watch out. Say, hey
Oh
man,
my.
It's contagious.
Oh my.
there's something on
It's in the
the
water.
roll 20. You better watch out.
Something on the airwaves.
Oof.
Yep.
It escaped the water and is on the interwaves. The
Yeah.
interwebs.
Making the frogs gay.
Speaking
Oh yes.
Okay, I'm
speaking
out.
of which, I'm gonna go ahead and post
Ben-
the fave
Ben has corrupted me forever
and end the stream.
because of that.
I've got to. Oh, okay. See y'all.